to more Fanime. What's up, everybody? Today I want to talk about chapter 1070 of the One Piece manga. I just got done reading it and it was fantastic. We are getting so many amazing experiences right now in the final saga, getting to see characters come back into the story, characters who were built up way before the time skip get some more shine. My guy is back! Kizaru, who has been kind of ghosted by the story since the time skip, hasn't really done much since Marineford, unless you count the movies where he's made multiple appearances. Kizaru is on his way, baby! But before I get into major spoilers, please don't forget to comment down below and like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to more Fanime. Help me with those YouTube algorithms, but let's dive right in to chapter 1070. Let's review this bad boy here together. The cover page, the title of this chapter is the strongest form of humanity, and the cover has more of the flashback of Mads involving Dr. Vegapunk. His head is smaller. His tongue is vividly not out. I'm not sure if that was a mistake by Oda, but his tongue is not out. I much prefer him without the crazy tongue design. I'm wondering if there's something to that, him getting older and having the tongue hanging out. I don't know, because didn't Luffy have his tongue hanging out when he was older? Is that just a thing that happens in One Piece? Your tongue keeps getting longer, kind of like when older people's ears just keep getting bigger as they get older. I don't know. His head is much smaller, so he must be a young man in his early 20s, late teens, and then behind him he's got other scientists who've gathered for humanity, but they're all holding guns. They kind of look like a band of pirates. They're doing science illegally. They're looking into the history of the world. They're all doing different things. Queen looks like a badass. Can you imagine if Queen showed up looking like that in Wano? We'd be like, whoa, who's this fella? But, as we know, he gained weight because he'd just be too sexy. Dead sexy. And then right next to him you have Caesar with his Rock Lee bowl cut, but he just looks like a total derp. Caesar has grown on me as a funny comedy gag, but man, was he an ass hat during his arc. Then to Vegapunk's left, you get to see Judge, and doesn't Judge look just like the fake Sanji from the Return to Saba Odi arc? Kind of funny to see that Judge is like a skinny string bean in a little suit. He definitely looks the most like Sanji, sort of. A kind of rundown version of Sanji. Then to his left, right, I'm not sure. Standing right in front of him is a female character. We cannot see her face. I have two theories on who this lady could be. One, Stussy, because Stussy mentioned she had been to Egghead Island before. So she knows some shiz about Vegapunk that she hasn't let on. Two, it could be Dr. Kureha, another major doctor in the story. Those are the only two options that I have going on, and those are the only two options I think could be this character. I don't think it's someone related to Stussy. I guess that's another option. It could be someone like Stussy's mother, but I don't think so. I think Stussy's still got a lot of development to be given to us, and I don't want to judge this arc until it's done. But this is exciting. This is one of my favorite covers so far for this adventure. This cover story just gets better and better. Obviously, the best cover story so far with all the different events that have happened. It shouldn't even be the Germa Emotionalist Excursion. It needs a new title. I think he should have just changed it to another cover story series, not continued the same one in different paths. It's almost like its own little One Piece side story at this point. But we get to see page 1, Luffy freaking out about our boy Sentomaru being literally skewered by a hockey strike, 5-finger pistol strike. Rob Lucci looks like a badass, and he was kind of disappointed he didn't kill Sentomaru, or at least knock him out. He couldn't believe he was still conscious after driving his fist through his chest. I mean, this is One Piece, so there's a good chance Sentomaru will not die at the end of the day, but I was kind of hoping for a little bloodshed here. This is the final arc. Give it to us, Oda. We're ready. Not final arc, final saga. It's time to, start cutting some of the fat. Some of the characters that just weren't fully developed. And maybe his death would mean something. It would make us remember him a little bit more, because right now, Sentomaru is not one of my favorite characters in the story. He's kind of a unique character, being that he was the bodyguard to Vegapunk and whatnot, but he didn't get a lot of screen time. Maybe now he will. We'll see. He might be dead. But for right now, he's conscious, and even Luffy's like, I'm so sorry, bro. I was distracting you. And, Sentomaru's like, I saw that shit coming, and I thought I blocked it, but damn is Lucci fast. So out of nowhere, Luffy being pissed off, but in a happy way, because he's in his transformation with all the big smiles and cartoony fun, he comes at him with a gum Dawn whip, all hockeyed up and whatnot. Does this crazy Tasmanian devil spin. I love the way Gear 5 fights. I do hope we still get to see Luffy fight in his normal way without the transformation, and Gear 5 is fun to see, but when he fights fodder opponents, I don't think he's going to need it. And there does seem to be a rather short time limit for the length he can use Gear 5, which I appreciate, because that's kind of how Gear 2 was when we first got it, and Gear 3 there was some repercussions for using such a transformation, and there seems to be one here as well, with Luffy only having a limited amount of time, and even with this transformation isn't able to bring Rob Lucci down with one punch. Yes, Rob Lucci is unable to hit Luffy. There were some funny moments where Luffy's spinning around, like I mentioned, after trying to do the gum whip on Lucci and succeed. But he can't get away, and Chopper's like, Luffy, we gotta go. We gotta get out of here. We gotta help Vegapunk, clone body, the big one, Atlas. We gotta help her. Come on. And Luffy's like, I can't stop spinning, Chopper. And I'm like, come on, Luffy. If he really could handle Lucci in one hit or quickly enough, they might as well just sit there and whip they ass. But no way. Even Luffy's retreating. So he must know that taking on the Cypher Pole members, all of them, will take some time, and probably more time than it takes to stay in the Gear 5 transformation. We still haven't seen Zoro or Brook, which is disappointing, because they've been chilling on the ship for half of this damn arc, it feels like. Not doing anything, not getting new outfits. The new outfits almost seem pointless at this point, but hopefully they don't leave Egghead anytime soon. I will be kind of frustrated. Why'd we spend so much time putting on future outfits and whatnot, and then they end up leaving immediately and then putting back their, changing their clothes back, or just changing in general. And you're just like, what was the point of that? Just to sell toys or some shiz? Because so far only Luffy has really caused some havoc, has really gone toe-to-toe in a battle, but I don't think it's over yet, because it does seem like a Buster Call or something of that effect is coming towards Egghead, so maybe they won't escape, but I will be kind of disappointed if they escape and this arc ends just like that, and we don't get to see some more battling with the rest of the crew who have kind of been sidelined. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. They've been sidelined. So, from there, we get to see the Seraphim. We get to see, I'm so glad I could finally say that. Seraphim. I can say that word. Seraphim Mihawk, Seraphim Jinbei, Seraphim Boa Hancock coming in hot. Seraphim, what's his fucking name? Kuma coming in with the pawpaw fruit. Love seeing Mihawk cutting down the Cypher Pole members. Because Sentomaru is still conscious, they are still on the side of righteousness. But if he goes out, that's when somehow Vegapunk can't override them. I don't know. I find it hard to believe that Vegapunk doesn't have a backup plan for overriding these guys. Maybe the Gorosei aren't that dumb, and they're like, why would we let him build these murder machines and not have full control of them? It's kind of a weird system of control, because it's like if they run into Vegapunk and they have the Seraphim in tow, can Vegapunk, because he's higher up on the totem pole of command, be like, y'all turn back on them, we're getting out of here? Who knows? We'll have to see, but it's still cool seeing Jinbei's Seraphim with the swim fruit going absolutely nuts. I'd love to know what kind of ability Mihawk has. I have a feeling it's gonna be not a Logia ability, not a zone ability, which would still be kind of cool to see Mihawk with a zone transformation. I'm not against it. He could be a zone. It really could, but I think it's going to be a paramecia, and it'll be interesting to see what paramecia that was copied for Mihawk, because all the characters, all the warlords who already had abilities kind of got them transferred over to them, kind of like the Paw fruit and the Love Mellow type, the whatever the fuck Boa Hancock's ability is. And by the way, Boa Hancock Boa Hancock's Seraphim using the Love ability on all those Cypher Pool members was kind of creepy. I mean, you gotta think about it, because she's a little girl and she's turning them all to stone using this lust fruit ability. Maybe they should have explained it a little differently. Like during Marineford, Boa Hancock was running around kicking pacifistas in the face, turning them to stone. Maybe she should have been doing stuff like that. Maybe we should never even see Child Boa Hancock using that ability, but who knows? That's kind of a weird thing, and it's just one of those things we'll just kind of skip on by. Still cool, though, to see the Seraphim warlords just kicking ass. From there, though, we do get to see Frankie even ask about our boy Senior Pink, one of my favorite characters from Dressrosa. Senior Pink, we find out he's alive. We find out he's in Impel Down, and again, I predict when Doflamingo gets broken out, people like Bon Clay and Senior Pink are coming back to the story, baby. We know Senior Pink's alive. Oda wouldn't have brought him back up for no reason, unless it's just to put over the swim fruit ability, which I think that Seraphim Jinbei is going to make even more badass. It's just nice to know he's still alive. It's nice to know that Frankie still has the opportunity to go have a drink with his brother from another mother, as he says here in this chapter. Loving Frankie, asking the questions we all want to know. We do find out that only zone devil fruits are capable of being replicated. Other than that, the paramecias have to be drawn from the blood of another paramecia user, but he can't create an actual paramecia devil fruit, which kind of is cool to know. We find out that Logia fruits are impossible to replicate, so it does make me wonder about the laser beams that come out of the pacifista's hands. Is that really a Kizaru replication, or is it just laser beams? I'm really confused about that, because we really haven't got into that. Maybe we'll find out soon, knowing that Kizaru is on his way with a buster call of sorts. From there, though, we get to see what's his name? We get to see Frankie freak out about the green blood that's running through the veins of the Seraphim. Woo! Seeing the Paw fruit in action. We get to see Vegapunk putting over these Seraphim as the strongest form of humanity. These are just children, as mentioned by Stussy. Stussy is sussy, I'll tell you that right now. And we get to see Nico Robin saying, yes, these Seraphim would be a threat to us. Why did you make these things? As Usopp says, I want to know that as well, Usopp. Why would you make these killing devices if you can't shut them down with a click of a button? What is your plan here? There has to be a plan. Vegapunk ain't no dum-dum, obviously. He's got to have a plan. He's got to have a backup plan. And I think that the government would be so dumb to use these guys, to use the Seraphim in any way, shape, or form in a war. If they think they have control over them, they're freaking idiots. Someone like Kizaru or Kainu should be like, we're going to melt these cyborg clones because they will turn on us at some point. And the pacifistas too. Yes! Throw them out, even the first generation. We know that they're not on our side. Back to using human marines. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. We get to see Luffy going at it, getting all gigantified. His head grows big as Lucci tries to kill Sentomaru or knock out Sentomaru. Lucci turns into this giant head and tries to eat him, misses, and then starts spitting rocks at him. It was such a fun time. Watching Year 5 just battle it out with Lucci just got me so excited because it was so much fun. It's been a while since Luffy's just had fun in a battle. The whole, Kaido saga of sorts, the battle to save Wano was so serious and I loved it, but it's nice to just get back to some classic One Piece fun shenanigans. And now that he's got this essentially Saturday morning cartoons fruit, he can pull down his hair and turn it into a pair of goggles and use Gum Gum Don Rocket, one of my favorite panels so far in all of Egghead arc, just punching right through Lucci. I'm assuming it's turning him into rubber, but it's gotta hurt. We get to see the rest of the squad escape. Luffy's laughing, having just a fantastic time. We get to see Lucci going like, where is he getting this much force from? He doesn't really understand Gear 5. Understandably, neither do we. Then you see Lucci think, I feel my mind slipping away from me. And I didn't understand that at first, but then I thought about it. Lucci is one of the few zone fruit users ever to awaken his devil fruit and still be of, I don't know, how would you say it? Still be of sound mind, is that how you'd say it? And also in control of himself. And I think he's fighting the urge to go rabid right now, to lose complete control of his mind. So maybe he also has a time limit of sorts with his transformation. He isn't a weakling in any way, shape, or form. I would love to see awakened Lucci go fight Sanji or Zoro. I think it would be just as a difficult fight as fighting King or Queen. Easily he's stronger than Queen. I would put money on Lucci beating Queen's ass. He's too fast. He's too strong. He's got all the armament abilities. He's got all the cipher pole abilities at their highest level. He's got all his skill trees jacked up to 1,000 right now, and he's ready to go. Just because Luffy can change reality with his Devil Fruit ability kind of threw him off a bit. But if Lucci went after Luffy again, he'd have a little bit more details about his new strengths and abilities. So Lucci ain't backing down. He's not like, well, we better get out of here, Kaku. Come on, Stussy, grab the bags. We better run. No, he's coming up with a plan. He realized, okay, Luffy's new transformation is pretty broken. I can't fight that. I'm going to get the Seraphim back on our side. We're going to overwhelm him with numbers. Lucci ain't no dum-dum either. Lucci is an assassin. Lucci is a born killer. He's a hunter, and he's got the bloodlust to prove it. And he is just kicking ass. We get to see Sentomaru tell Luffy, hey, get out of here. Get the hell out of here. I'm up. I'm fine. I'm bleeding to death, but I knew I was going to die coming here. This was my moment in the sun, Luffy. Go save Vegapunk. He is our only hope. Luffy bounces. Our boy Sentomaru gets his ass handed to him by Rob Lucci. It's sad. He might even be dead. But before that, we get to see Luffy all shriveled up and dried out after using his ability. There's got to be some negative repercussions. I'm curious, again, his tongue is hanging out, just like Vegapunk's wasn't when he was younger. Is there something connecting the tongue thing with... It would be interesting if the awakening of the Devil Fruit somehow involves the muscles in your body and they start, losing control of them or some shit. Maybe I'm just looking too much into it. They use this vacuum rocket to get to the lab. We get to see Kaku complimenting Sentomaru, saying, hey, man, good job. Sentomaru, you may have betrayed us. You may be a dirty, dirty traitor to the world government, but you did your job. You were Vegapunk's bodyguard, and you did it till the very end. I'm sorry I had to come to this. To me, it looks like Sentomaru's dead. In any other manga/anime, Sentomaru would be done. But because, let me see, it does look like he might be making noises, but he is knocked out. I would personally rather them just get rid of him. We don't need him. We don't need his backstory. We know he was saved by Vegapunk. That's all we need to know. He's served his purpose for this story. Let him go. We still don't know if Hawkins is dead, but I hope he is as well. He looked like he died in the end of Wano. It was very subtle. You don't need to give us any more than this. This is it. This is the last time we'll see Sentomaru. He did his best. I salute you, man. You did your thing. And you did more than I thought you'd do for this story, honestly. Other than being a pacifista leader, I didn't know what you were going to do. You're the first character to use advanced armament hockey in the series, and that's pretty cool. I think that he shouldn't be anywhere near as strong as Kaku. I don't think that Sentomaru could fight Kaku. I don't think Sentomaru could fight Stussy. I think these Cypher Pull members are being underestimated by the fandom. I think they're kicking ass. Stussy comes up to Lucci, who only has a band-aid on his cheek, got his pigeon back on here. Hayori, I believe his name is, and he's healing. He's healing up. He's got a healing factor, kind of like Wolverine. He's kicking ass with his awakened devil fruit. He doesn't seem all dried out like Luffy. He's healed up. He don't need time to recover. Luffy needs some time. Luffy probably needs a good 10-15 minutes before he can use his ability again, and who knows for how long. Who knows how long Luffy can use the Gear 5 ability a day. He might need some more than he can handle here. His crew might need to step up in the second half of the Egghead Island arc. What if the second half is Luffy just trying to recover and he's stuck in his regular form and he can only do so much? And now he's used up Gear 5 for the day. What if that shit happens? We don't know. What if he can only use it once a day? You ever played fucking D&D? You have abilities. The strongest abilities can only be used once per long rest. And he hasn't had time to have a long rest. Maybe his crew will buy him some time. They're going to need it because the Seraphim are back on the Cypher Pulse side. And they are tanks. They're absolute tanks. And every one of them could probably handle the weaker members of the Straw Hat crew. It would take Jinbei, Sanji, Zoro, Robin, and the entire squad to come in it hot. Bonnie would have to help. I mean, come on. I mean, Bonnie's also going to be a problem. Bonnie's running off like a psychopath going, well, Vegapunk didn't want to listen to me. Vegapunk sent a swarm of bugs after me. And they're like, wait, that was your fault. You turned those stupid bug zapper on. And then she's like, I'm going to kill Vegapunk. He did this to himself. Vegapunk's killed Vegapunk, not me. And then you get to see my boy Kizaru, my favorite Marine, back in action, ready to go, saying... he says, then escape should be, let's see, no, here we go. Oh, he says, the Straw Hat crew is siding with Vegapunk. Then escape should be easy for them. But he may find that, I assume Vegapunk's who he's talking about, he may find that events don't play out like he'd imagined. We proceed as planned. Send every battleship you can to Egghead Island. So this is going to be bigger and badder. And there's probably going to be some vice admirals along with them. I think you should bring some named characters that we know. We get to see Lucci saying there's 6 more, including the main body. We are here on a mission. We are not backing down. Yes, we should wait for the Marines, but if we do, everyone's going to escape. Watch out. That defense system's a humdinger, as our boy Kaku says. But oh yeah, I'm loving Lucci in this arc so far. Nothing escapes this island, not even a single ant. And I believe him. I believe he's going to come in hot. I believe now that we've gotten the Luffy versus Lucci shit out of the way, there's a good chance we're going to see these 3, at least Kaku and Lucci, possibly those 2 could go toe-to-toe with Brook and Zoro. That'd be fun. Seeing Zoro and Lucci fight, and Zoro taking down an opponent that Luffy was having a little bit of, trouble taking down, that's kind of fun. I mean, at the same time, it's also someone like Kaku, who's a swordsman, who's gotten better, who's gotten stronger, giving him, who's got the power of armament hockey and whatnot, going against Brook, who's with Zoro right now. That would be a great duo 2-on-2 battle. Sanji can help Luffy and the rest of them hold off Kizaru. I don't think this is the end of Kizaru's story. There's a good chance Kizaru is going to turn on the Marines. I mean, why would he allow the pacifist to have his laser? I guess it doesn't make sense. Kizaru is probably a total Marine dog. And I love it. I really don't want him to turn out to somehow be a good gay. And I don't think that's going to happen, but it's possible. I think Kizaru's coming in. Why would he bring an army? Why would he bring so many ships? I think that they're either going to run away or they're going to stand and fight. And this could be it. Luffy said before, I am done running away. I mean, to be honest, Kizaru should have brought another, maybe Green Bull, another major admiral with him. I think that 2 admirals at this point would be enough to take on the Straw Hat crew. I think that'd be perfect. 2 powerful admirals. It's kind of like having both Big Mom and Kaido. They're strong SOBs. And you know, Kizaru has had a lot of cool appearances in movies, and his Sabaody appearance was badass, just kicking ass. He can go toe-to-toe with current Rayleigh, which I think is a feat. He didn't take him down, but they were going head-to-head. He was able to hold his own. He wasn't scared any way, shape, or form. He might be a little scared of Ben Beckman, but we'll have to wait and see. But I am so excited to see Kizaru back in the story. Maybe even Aokiji could show up. I doubt it. I'm sure he's doing something with Blackbeard's crew. But man, 2 of my favorite villains, Kizaru and Lucci, are on the same board, on the chessboard, and they're about to fight. And I assume Kizaru's going to have to fight Luffy, because I don't think anybody else from the crew can. Only Zoro, really. Zoro's the only other person I could see going head-to-head with Kizaru, and that's it. Lucci could go head-to-head with Sanji, and that's about as low as I think he'll go. Kahu could probably fight some of the weaker members of the Straw Hat crew and have a good challenge there. I wish the rest of CP9 were there. I wish Spandam was there to get his back broken, but they're not, and I have to accept that fact. But this is more Fanime. What did you think? What did you think of Chapter 1070? I thought it was great. I'm so excited for the next chapter, which I don't think is coming out till next year. I'll see you guys in 2023. Thank you for 2 years of more Fanime. Comment down below. I'll talk to you later.